Well, everybody, welcome back to Getting Started on Azure Container Apps for .NET developers. My name is Matt, and I am joined by the first ever Azure Container Apps influencer, Frank.
Hello, everybody. Yes, yes, yes. Influencer?
Yep.
No.
Frank, what are we going to learn about today? You're going to influence us to monitor our apps, I bet.
Oh, okay. That make more sense. Because it's important to understand what's happening, to keep some kind of control, but to monitor it. I think it's like look at it and be able to adjust
Yes.
because our apps are changing the way our customer are using it and stuff like that. So we want to make sure they have a good experience, that everything is LP and things like that.
Yeah. I mean, you
So
just brought up a great point. Like, make sure things are healthy because things like not all bugs create a crash, right? There might
exactly.
be a bug that like just is causing a slowdown, and it might be hard to find until you get it in production, and that's where the monitoring comes in. So it'll help you like just find out how things are going when people are actually using the app under load.
So that's the plan. So let me share my screen just so
Yeah.
to get us started. There's a lot of step by step here. So instead of like reading it, I will show you in the Azure portal how to do it. So you could follow step by step in that documentation. I clone the repo we have. Don't forget we have that GitHub repo with all the resources.
Mhm.
I am in the folder 7 monitoring. And yeah, I just want to start quickly scrolling down here to where what do we have in terms of tooling to help us monitoring the Azure Container Apps?
Uh-huh.
And we have the matrix.
Yep.
So we'll see that that's like how much memory, how much CPU and stuff like that. So we have a few matrix there.
Okay.
We have the logs, classic,
Yeah.
but very useful.
Uh-huh.
We can set up some alerts because sometimes stuff happen when we're sleeping or when we are away from the keyboard.
Right. Yeah.
So having notification is always great. And we have more tools inside and stuff like that. And we could, bring that in a different pipe and send that to a more global thing. But today, I want to show you the three first one where like very easily we can set up matrix, have a look in the log, and set up some alerts.
Cool. That sounds
Sounds
great.
good.
That sounds interesting. Let's do it.
So I'll redeploy the app, and it's a special app.
Mhm.
I put some bad stuff in it,
Uh-oh.
so it generate errors and thing like that. So that's why I put that note here, because it like if you feel that one is slow, it's not because because of Azure Container Apps is another good source. Is my code. I inject slowness in it. So
Could have blamed me, Frank. You could have said, "We let Matt develop this one."
exactly, right? So like you see like here it was a little bit slower. And like here, like you click, it changed the order. You don't notice anything, but we'll see it generate errors. So
Okay.
like we can see that later. And here, a product. Well, sometime you get a response that is quick if I go back to home and again, but sometimes it's a little bit slow. See that time felt a bit faster than the previous
Yeah.
one. So
Good.
I inject kind of like random um, waiting time in it.
Okay.
So yeah, so now those are the things that I think we want to know. Like maybe, as you say, not every problem resolve in a crash, though I think
Mhm.
we don't want people to see a crash, but we want to be aware of like there's trouble
Yeah.
or like a slow experience. So like those are metrics we can measure. So
Mhm.
to do that very quickly, I want to start with the store. So let's put it this way. So the store container. So I went to my Azure portal and then we have all the containers and I picked the container that is the store. So that's our front end.
Okay.
Okay, Matt? So
Yep.
that's kind of like the web experience.
Gotcha.
And to add matrix, again, from it always start with the left menu.
Uh-huh. Yep.
What you want to look for is matrix here.
Aha.
That one. So matrix. And right away, we're here. It tells us the scope that we are building right now. So right now it is for this specific container.
Uh-huh.
There's different matrix. Well, I want to keep it simple, right? So we're using standard matrix. And here we have a list of all the matrix that are available for us. And there's
Okay.
plenty for having fun.
Okay.
But since this is about a front end, a response time feel adequate, right? Because in the
Yeah.
front end, that's where my user is.
Yeah.
And response time is like how much wait
Yep.
that
And that's
the user will be waiting. So I could say average response time, and I could go an average, the maximum, or like whatever. Like let's say I put max, so we can see here it was very variable already. I see it, so I
uh-huh.
could leave it there. I could change it if I wanted, like put areas and like stuff like that. So you could customize it so it talks to you. I know you
Yeah.
love a lot of pie charts, so like you could put a pie chart if you want.
Because I'm
So
always
you could
hungry.
do, yeah. When it's around lunchtime, is it
Eh,
lunchtime? Yeah, it's about to be lunchtime. So let's talk
yeah.
about pie chart. So yeah, so you customize it the way you want. And then, well, you don't want to leave it there because if you're leaving it there, then you need to find the way again. So a good way to put all your matrix together is to build a dashboard. So
Okay.
here, it's perfect. There's a button right away here. Let me zoom because I know it's small. Save to dashboard. So we could click that, pin to dashboard, and then it will offer us to do whatever what we want. Like, do you want a private? Maybe it's a share. Maybe it's like to all my teammates, or like
Mm.
I want to share it with my boss, so he can follow. He doesn't know how to build all that thing, but I want to make sure he's having visibility on it. So I could do share or private, depending on how you want to do it. So you
Sure.
could build a new one. I
Uh-huh.
already have one, so I will just pick my the one I already did. So I called it ACA demo, just like that. Boom. I see that little notification at the top say it's pinned. Now if I
Nice.
go back, I have it, and or maybe I pick a wrong one. I create so many different variants of that. Let's switch. Oh, maybe it's another one. But yeah, so like, or it's too small because I was trying to put everything in one screen. So I reduced the size here with even the pink one here is like super tiny. You could, and then if you're not happy, like I was saying, I was trying to customize it, is you could change those things, the way they look and things like
Uh-huh.
that. You could also add more information. So maybe you want to add, I don't know, markdown files. So you could pay, hey, like if there's a problem, here's the link, hard the emails of the
Yep.
people responsible. You could do whatever you want, right?
Cool.
It's a dashboard. You could share that. So that's one metric. For example, now for product, we could go into the matrix, not the matrix, but that one we could add the CPU usage and like setting for the max. So like you build everything that makes sense for you. Like if
Right.
there's a request for a CPU, like a database, or like if that service, that API is doing heavy lifting of things
Mhm.
like that, you know better your app you're building. So you say, oh yeah, like there's spikes, it's using a lot of
Yeah.
resources. Then like you put the matrix you want, it's always the same thing. You save to dashboard.
Yep. And that
That's how
ma
it is.
it makes a lot of sense too that you would wanna monitor, like, CPU, especially if you had any scaling rules set around CPU because you could be spinning up a lot of instances then, based on your CPU usage that you might not want if you had a
Yeah,
error
maybe
or a bug.
maybe your code is not efficient, so like it's scaled by CPU
Yep.
for nothing, causing a lot of costs.
Yeah.
So like by optimizing your code to reduce the CPU usage, or
Mhm.
like maybe you cannot reduce it, but maybe you could use it more a smarter way,
Yep.
or be
Or
more efficient with it.
or just even seeing when the spikes happen.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah.
So you could continue to do that. Another thing also um, you could do is generate alerts. So if you go in alerts, so to create new alerts, you just go click that plus button
Mhm.
and say, okay, I want to create a new rule, a new alert rule that will be kind of like your trigger. And again, you specify what you're looking for. So maybe it is the number of replica. Maybe you set up your Azure Container Apps to be able to reach 10. Hope that you never go above, like, higher than 8 or something like that. So you could set the replica because based on the replica count.
Uh-huh.
Or it could be CPU usage. We are talking about CPU, so we could click that, and now you could say, "Hey, I want to go 80%, or I go a static number. I want to be greater than, I don't know, 50 meg or whatever threshold it is." So you could put
Right.
that just like this in the details here. You'll give it a name here. So, and just like this, you click review, create, and it will be create. It takes a few seconds, and now it will be part, and it will be sending alerts,
Mhm.
sending you alerts and all the details if you want. So in the app that we saw here, before we go back in and like look into a little bit of the details, I want to continue is what I did is every time we were going here in the our stores, I had the job that was creating a burst of CPU and memory. So that's why it was going slow. And product, it was just like I was saying, like sharing that response time.
Uh-huh.
So like we're adding some waiting here. Okay, it was just slow. Look like a container is working pretty hard. So this one I had the burst of CPU and memory.
Uh-huh.
So like it's totally made up, but to
Yeah,
have some data to look at when we do a demo.
sure.
Another thing I did, and that's why I want to talk about it, is this button, right? I was saying it's generate error, but we don't see it because
Mhm.
usually we try to build our app to catch error
Yep.
and we could log things in. So we could go see the logs. So, and again, will we see any burst or alerts or something? So, our apps is going well here. But if we want to go see into the logs, we could go here, log stream,
Mhm.
and there's different tools available for us. So we could see the logs in real time. So that's pretty cool when like okay, you know how to reproduce uh,
Mhm.
a situation, a bug or something like that. And like, so you
Yeah.
could monitor it the way you want. You could monitor the system, so the container itself or the app. So for us right now, let's go historical so I can see everything. And I want to see app. And now I have like very well formatted. And like,
Right.
see here was talking about, I did on purpose put a lot of like verbas, and so we could have some ideas what's happening. But like, okay, so here, like the birds, and they should, like, and I was putting numbers ended and like it's going on, like it's been like like close to 300 looping in
Uh-huh.
that bursting here. Every 5 click, let me zoom because I know it's smaller a bit. So this way will be, so here that error, when we click on the button that was sending, like changing the sort order,
Uh-huh.
every 5 click, it was generating an error. Oh, I just put that. So like you couldn't experience anything
Yeah.
in the things, but here you have it. So you could have like, I don't know, using AI to analyze all your logs and say, hey, like, do you see any pattern or something like
Yeah.
that? And like it will get out with that. Like here, it's pretty kind of like, it's pretty obvious. I
Hey,
made it clear because it's for demo
yeah,
purposes,
you
but
do a
in
very
real
good
life,
job
it's
of
never that clear.
you do a very good job of introducing bugs.
Yeah, yeah. Here is the bug. Like that's usually not the way it happened. But yeah, so you have so you have access to the logs. You can create matrix and have like a nice dashboard. And like you can see them in real time. But I really like the history with the date and stuff because I don't know for you, man, but like most of the time when I'm like investigating or like looking for like a weird pattern,
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't have like clear indication of like, yes, this is what you do. And like,
Uh-huh.
it's more like, yeah, it felt slow or like the button doesn't work. And like,
Yeah.
what were you trying to do and stuff? So having all the logs and you could go back. So yeah, when that problem happened last Friday, okay, let's have a look. And
Yep.
so like, it really helps to have, so you could have all that. It's available matrix. You could set it up. And yeah, that's about it. And it really helps to get away with it. So that's all the steps here. I go in the details and explain like how I did. You could go in the code see also. I tried it to make it clear in the code so you could see the code that generate the message or
Right.
the things you see in the portal, so to kind of like match everything. But
Huh?
yeah, that's about it. And
Cool.
the alerts, that's how it looks.
Cool. Yeah, I really like it this chapter just because you can kind of get a feel for how things pop up. Because at first, when you get into it, there's so much there and the dashboards and the alerts, and so it can be kind of overwhelming the first time you see it. But yeah, this chapter is a nice little intro to it and kind of gets you up and running and see where how things in the code apply and show up in the dashboard. So I think it's pretty cool. All right, Frank, monitoring, awesome. And then the next,
Monitoring, now you know it, you should be doing it. But coming next, that will be very, very interesting because
yes.
Aspire changed the way it simplifies so much. Now that
Hmm.
you learn how the process, how things works, now you can use a great tool to
Yeah.
simplify a lot of that.
Yep.
And that's the next one coming up.
That is the next one coming up. So don't miss it with two great ACA influencers, Frank and Justin, coming up next. So stay tuned. All right. Thank you very much, Frank. Can't wait to see the Aspire chapter.